some closure in a gruesome murder mystery that's gripped the Milwaukee area for more than a week now. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jessa Brycebeck.
And I'm Amanda Porterfield. This morning, Maxwell Anderson was charged with murdering and dismembering 19-year-old Sade Robinson. The charges link two stories we've been covering for more than a week: the missing woman, Robinson, and body parts discovered in several locations throughout the city and county. Prosecutors now say at least two of those body parts are Sade Robinson's, and officers are looking for more of them.
We have team coverage for you tonight of this breaking news. CBS 58's Taj Mahal and Bryant McRae will have details on the investigation, but we start with Adam Reif live from Anderson's South Side home, breaking down the new information tonight. Adam.
And this home is where prosecutors say Maxwell Anderson killed Sade Robinson after the two went on a date last Monday. A few blocks away is where Anderson was taken into custody a few days later. In moments, you will see new video of that arrest in progress. Now, this case is bringing into light the story that has simmered in the shadows for days. While a concerned family was looking for a missing woman, body parts were turning up all across the city of Milwaukee. And now we have more information on why.
Sick son of a hurt my baby.
Sheena Scarborough did not hold back.
Sick son of a gonna pay.
Her hatred for Maxwell Anderson was evident from the moment her daughter's alleged killer walked into the courtroom. Prosecutors say Anderson and Sade Robinson went out to two restaurants and bars the night of April 1st, then returned to Anderson's home on South 39th Street. They say at some point that night, Anderson killed Robinson, dismembered her body, then drove her car around while he scattered the body parts in various places.
The allegations in the complaint are abhorrent. It was the highest level of violence imaginable.
Anderson also ditched Sade's car and lit it on fire. He spoke just once during Friday's hearing.
Do you understand the maximum potential penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anderson's attorney first tried to get the homicide charge thrown out.
And there's nothing in here that says that she died at Mr. Anderson's home.
Sade's mother again lashed out.
So I'd ask you to dismiss that count before we address.
Anderson's attorney then alluded to Anderson being innocent.
Had Mr. Anderson been involved in this horrible tragedy, we would expect one to flee.
But bail was ultimately set at $5 million. Sade's family had been searching for her ever since her disappearance. Authorities used phone records, surveillance video, and home security video to close in on Anderson. He was arrested Thursday, April 4th. Friday brought some answers for the family, but also more questions.
Do something like this to my beautiful baby. She hurt nobody.
And little closure.
Me and my family would never be okay. Imagine trying to bury your niece with no body for the service.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the brothers that teach in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect, 1/3 sincere listeners. Yeah, this video is going to be titled Keep Dating Jeffrey Dahmer. All right, the black woman needs to continue dating Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I mean? And, you know, we've been putting out that warning for years, starting to with the apostles and elders on down, okay, that you're supposed to never trust your enemy. I'm probably gonna get that, but you know, our people, especially our women, they've been you know, they pretty much fell in love with the serpent, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, okay, and his ways and how he does things. You see what I'm saying? And you know, she was a young woman, and she thought she probably was gonna get a come up off of this Edomite, or they call them zaddies or something like that, you know. And she thought she got her one, you know. She thought she got her a sucker or some shit, and really she was the sucker. You know what I mean? And who knows what this woman done to receive this judgment. You see what I'm saying? But let this be a warning to you women, all right? Do you really think you have liberty in this place? And there's people out here, ready to pretty much take you off the map, all right? Doing the work of the Heavenly Father, okay? That was judgment. You see what I'm saying? You people don't understand judgment. The Lord's judgment goeth forth on the earth. You know what I mean? To and fro. You see what I'm saying? Well, let me get this. This is what you needed to understand, but you don't want to believe it. Let's see how they have it. All right, Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And like I said before, starting with our apostles and elders on down, we've been giving you the characteristics of the so-called white man and how he's the devil, okay? We've been pointing it out through the scriptures how he's the devil. Yet you still want to be enamored with this guy. You still want to be fascinated by him. You still want to take part in everything that he has. And, his philosophies, his way of life. You see what I'm saying? When we're told to be separate, commanded to be separate from this devil, okay? Yet you still want to, be all up in the mix with this devil, man. After we showed you time and time again how he's the devil, how he's Satan, deceiver, and he's an adversary, and he causes mischief and mayhem. We've told you that. There's not one good Edomite on the earth. All right, not one. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. Right? And I'm sure he was a cool guy on the date. In order for her to even give him a chance in that sense. He was probably chilling, because Esau's a master psychologist. You know what I mean? So he studies psychology. He knows how to manipulate a situation. You see what I'm saying? And she probably thought she was out, she was at ease, she was at rest. There was nothing was gonna happen. Whole time this guy probably had a whole sex dungeon in his basement. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying Jake, you so-called Negroes, don't also sometimes kill your woman, because that shit happens as well. But it's gonna be, I'm not justifying it. You don't do it. You shouldn't do it. That's off. You see what I'm saying? We're in captivity. It's not wise to do that, right? However, it does happen, and when it does happen, the most Jake is gonna do is probably just, wig her, like for real, like just get a gun and just shoot her. You know what I mean? I'm not justifying it. Don't do that. But that's probably the most Jake would do. You see what I'm saying? This guy probably tortured this woman. And not only did he torture, after he tortured, he killed her and then dismembered her body. You see what I'm saying? And that should show you the sickness of the devil. And that's the things that he would do. Jake don't get into all that. Jake ain't into all that. For real. Unless, you're some mad MS-13 type of guy. Northern tribe, some wild, but even then, But Esau, he's really into that twisted shit, So though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. That's right, his wickedness. You know what I mean? There's like I said, there's not one good Edomite, and he can try his best to be an upstanding citizen, but he's the devil nonetheless. He can't help it. All right. You Edomites need to start embracing your your wickedness. Just be an all-out devil, man. Just embrace it, okay? You Edomites out here fighting who you are. You guys want to be Jeffrey Dahmer, you know? But you've painted yourself to be this upstanding citizen. So now you're fighting the flesh. You know, you guys are fighting the flesh now and bugging out, have little tantrums here and there, you know? Bug out tantrums. He's like, oh, no, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. Talking to yourself and shit, you know? Well, you need to embrace it, man. Just be the devil you're created to be. Okay? It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Yeah, you get fucked. You see what I'm saying? Got messed up because you didn't, you wait until the last action, you know, until the devil started showing his fangs or his horns. It's too late, man. You see what I'm saying? Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Right? And we warned you, so we're not pitying this woman that died. Oh, 19-year-old Sade Robinson. Such a young girl. She had a bright future ahead of her. Yeah, but she was plotting on wickedness, man. Okay? A lot of these people get all bugged out. And, what's that word? You know, what do they call it? They call it, I'll just say an exaggeration, or, yeah, basically an exaggeration, but it's not the word I'm looking for. But basically, you know, they say, oh, she's 19 years old, such a young girl, but she was probably doing wickedness from when she was 12 or 13 years old. You see what I'm saying? So who knows from those years all the way up to 19, 12 to 19. Technically, she's under the law from then. You see what I'm saying? That's about 7 years. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, that's about 7 years. You know, she had 7 years of running wild, man. You see what I'm saying? So who knows all type of wickedness that she was doing? You see what I'm saying? And it caught up with her, right? She met her match, and it was what it was. You see what I'm saying? She's not no saint. She's not no angel, as they say, because the angels are men. But you know, they like to equate angels to women in this society, right? These women ain't no angels. All right. And even then, angels, you really shouldn't be comparing women to angels anyways, because angels bring forth judgment. You see what I'm saying? And righteous judgment at that. You see what I'm saying? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? And we ain't pitying, man. You see what I'm saying? We gave out that warning, and it just is what it is. Okay? This is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, and he said unto the woman, hath Yahweh said, and he said unto the woman, hath Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. All right, so a lot of people, when they see the word serpent, they actually refer it to a person. I mean, Salakia, actual snake. You know, an actual slithering snake. All right. But this is the person that was likened unto a serpent. He had characteristics of a serpent, all right? But not physical characteristics. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it's mentioned, it says, and he, okay? That's a pronoun. That's a pronoun given to who? Men and women, all right? But he is given to men. She would be given to women, right? So let's get the understanding there. And the woman said unto the serpent, so serpents talk now, right? You gotta ask yourself, serpents talk now all of a sudden, right? And what woman do you know would be having a conversation with a snake? Go ask a woman right now and ask her, would she be having a full-on conversation with a snake? All right, 9 times out of 10, women, they don't want nothing to do with snakes. All right, like I said, you're gonna have your outliers 9 times out of 10, but rarely ever you're gonna see women hanging with snakes for real, talking to snakes. So, right? Come on. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch, lest ye die. All right. And it's another thing as I'm reading this. What was, obviously it was set up by the Most High, but what was Eve doing talking to the next man like this anyways? You know what I mean? This is off in itself. Even you're talking to the next man and you already have a man having full-blown conversation. You know what I mean? She should have kept it pushing. But it's all set up anyway. But it says, so verse 3, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. All right? So it means you're not going to die. But basically, he's saying you're not going to die. But you're not going to die right away. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be more of a slow death. But he's not telling Eve that. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of these philosophies, like I was saying in my last video, they all go back to a slow death. You might not die right away. You see what I'm saying? But it does pollute the minds of the people, and it causes degeneracy, right? And therefore brings death and destruction over time. You see what I'm saying? For Yahweh doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. All right? And, women, they're meant to be naive, right? But nowadays, women are not naive. They're masculine. They're in the quote-unquote no, all right? They don't want to be in their role as anymore, per se. You see what I'm saying? They have the knowledge of, they pretty much have the same knowledge of what man would have access to basically now. Because there was levels of what a woman would know and what she shouldn't know and things like that. What she's allowed to do, what she's not allowed to do. You see what I'm saying? Things that she was made aware of. But now she's exposed to everything. If anything, she's exposed to more things than men. Right? Because she has access to all these things. All this world that caters to these women. Right? So now she's exposed to so much things. In a sense, she's almost become desensitized to it. And there's nothing you can, and even when you meet a woman or you see a woman, there's nothing, you ain't pulling out no rabbit out the hat, basically, man. There's nothing that she ain't already seen. All right? She's seen it all. All right? So, what makes you special? verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, right? She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and did eat. All right. So now I'm going to close up. I'm going to say, Shalom, Lord, will you edified, and to the next one.